Hey guys, I was trying to get this video up yesterday and the day got away from me, but here we are, back today. So today we're looking at Pokkén Tournament DX, which I believe was the first Pokemon game on the Nintendo Switch. Then we're going to look at Pokemon Snap, and then we're going to look at Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Although for the video, I'm just going to play the version that I played, which is Pikachu. But they're essentially the same game, you just get either Pikachu or Eevee. Anyway, so to start off, Pokkén Tournament. Visually, it looks exactly the same. It's just as fuzzy, and it's so hard to tell when you haven't played it for so long. However, the load times are faster. It loaded pretty quick. I can't tell if it's 30 FPS because there is slight delay in the inputs, even though there was an update for the game. There's an update for all these games to make them compatible with the Switch 2, but I do remember there being slight input lag on the old game. So that is still a lingering issue, which really sucks because I was hoping the Switch 2 would fix that. But still, it's a really fun game. If you haven't played it, I recommend checking it out. Unfortunately, it's probably my least played Pokemon game because I'm not super big into fighting games. And there's not a lot to do in the single player. So I ended up putting like less than 10 hours into the game. Like I said, though, it's a fun game. If you can get it on sale or some cheap used or something, I would check it out. But like I said, it's a fun game. And if you're very competitive and stuff like that, it does have online components. And it's a fun game. I liked it. I'm repeating myself. Anyway, on to the next game, Pokemon Snap. Now, this game visually looks much better on the Switch 2. It's not as big as of a difference as some of the other ones like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, but you can visually see the difference, especially when you're trying to take pictures of the Pokemon that are farther away. It's more crisp. It looks a lot better, at least on my giant OLED TV. It loads much faster, and since I last played it, they added a ton of new features and options. I'm like, holy crap, which you'll see at the beginning of the little trailer there. So Pokemon Snap, it was such a unique game back on the N64. I played the living crap out of it back then. I think I did, and completed the Pokemon Snap Pokedex, if you will. Back then, I found all the secrets. I had the guidebook. I think I still have the guidebook sitting on my shelf somewhere. And this version of Pokemon Snap is probably one of my favorite games on the system. And I completely forgot about it until I made this video. I'm like, oh yeah, they made a new Pokemon Snap. It's been so long since I've really gotten into playing Nintendo games because I was waiting for the Switch 2. So playing the Switch 2 so far kind of feels like I have all these new games, or going back to all these awesome old games, and it's really it's so refreshing. It's like I don't even have to buy anything. I can just play. I have over 200 games on the Switch that I bought because, just like a lot of other people, I got the Switch bug when it came out, and I wanted to get every game I possibly could to play on it because I could play it anywhere. I could play it on the toilet. I could play it on a trip. And at the time, I was making a lot of trips back and forth to California because I was working with my old man, and they had a photo shoot for it's like an outdoor furniture set that we would go rent a big house down in California, and we'd put up all the furniture, we'd put out the pillows and stuff. We didn't have any models or anything. That would have been awesome, but yeah, no models or anything like that. And it was this whole week-long thing, and it was really cool because we got to go to Frank Sinatra's house, or the house that he owned, and a bunch of other houses that were from other iconic movies. It was really fun, and the Switch was along for the ride for that. So that's one of the reasons why I ended up buying so many games, because from where I live, going all the way to California and back, because it was all the way down to Malibu, going all the way to Malibu and back from here was a very long trip, and the Switch was a godsend for that. So I bought and played a ton of Switch games. So anyway, I feel like that bug is back, even though I don't really travel that much anymore. Ever since the pandemic hit, I pretty much just stay home now. But anyway, you're not here for life stories. Playing the Switch is bringing me back to a simpler time in my life. It was before this whole YouTube thing too. I have 3 channels now. It was before YouTube. It was before all the stuff, which I hardly play games anymore. So I don't know. It's weird. It's hard to describe, but I feel like I've rediscovered gaming again with the Switch. and it's just plain old games that I've had. It's kind of nostalgic in a way. It's weird. It's really weird. It's hard to explain, and I think that's why so many people like it so much. It feels like playing the games how they should have been back when they came out. Not to take a dig at the Switch, but that thing was very underpowered. And I'm not like a power snob, but yeah, it was pretty bad. Anyway, so Pokemon Snap runs great, looks great. I encourage you to check it out if you like taking pictures and stuff. It's not your typical Pokemon game. If you have no idea what it is or haven't played it before, you literally just go on like this on rails safari ride and you take pictures of all the Pokemon. And it's actually really fun and relaxing. And my brother and I would take turns doing routes and see who could get the best pictures, and then we would just keep the best pictures. So it became like a bonding moment with me and my brother too. So Pokemon Snap, I would highly recommend buying it. It's super fun. In fact, I'm gonna go ask my brother if he wants to keep playing it because they added a bunch of new stuff. All right, now on to the last game for this video, and it's my least favorite Pokemon game on the Switch and probably ever. Not the fact that they wasted remaking the original. I love the graphics. I love the interactions with Pikachu or Eevee, but it's how you play. If you want to play on a TV, you have to use motion controls. Now, I just tested it out, and I'll leave it in the footage. When I try to capture a Pokemon, and this is why I hated it before, the motion tracking does not work. I have the Pokeball. The Pokeball worked a little bit better, but if you used Joy-Con, no matter how I held it, it would throw it the opposite direction or the wrong way. God, I hate this game. If you love this game, I'm sorry, but the way they make you capture Pokemon in it, you can't battle them out in the wild. You literally just throw balls at it until you catch it, was super annoying. And I think at the beginning of the video, the last time I played it, I was trying to capture Mewtwo, and because the way you level up in that game, you have to either go beat the Elite Four 20 times or try to build up your stats or your experience by capturing the same Pokemon 20 times, and you build up like an experience points thing because you get experience from capturing Pokemon. It took way too long, and I gave up on the game like immediately. Like, it worked great in handheld mode, but even then you still had to do the weird like throwing the Pokeball, and I hated that. I absolutely hated that, and I'm so glad that wasn't a thing in Sword and Shield. It's like, were they that terrified that people wouldn't buy Sword and Shield if they made it exactly like the original? It's like, oh, we have to incorporate motion controls or forced motion controls if you want to play it on the big TV. I feel like they tied the game that way because they didn't want that to be the first Pokemon game on a big TV, which is stupid because it's the originals. And Sword and Shield I really liked, and it had big open areas. It was a totally different game. But I feel like Sword and Shield, they wanted that to be the first big 3D Pokemon game you could play on your TV. And it's despite all the hate Sword and Shield got, I actually really liked Sword and Shield. I almost put 300 hours into, I think it was, Sword. My brother played the crap out of Shield, and we ended up getting all of the base Pokemon. I don't think I got them all in the DLC, because eventually I got, for me, I love Pokemon. I try to get them all that are launch on the cartridge, and then when they do the updates or they add extra stuff to it, I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm done. Like, for the newer games anyway. I did buy the DLC for Sword and Shield. I did not buy this DLC for Scarlet and Violet because I was waiting for them to update it or fix it, and it took a whole new console to fix Scarlet and Violet, which is pretty sad. But it is amazing now, and I will be starting over fresh on my Scarlet copy because I haven't played that one yet, and then I'll probably trade over a bunch from my Violet copy. Anyway, I'll shut up. Reminiscing here. It's fun going through all these old games. I could literally make a video on each one, but for some of these, the ones like, and I apologize for Pokkén Tournament like being so short in the beginning of this video, but it's literally the exact same. Like, it just loads faster. That's it. Anyway, sound off the comments below. Which games would you like me to try out next on the channel? And as always, stay frosty.